Welcome in to another episode of Why So Sidious, a nerd podcast. I am your host, David. Here with me tonight are my wonderful co-hosts, Lub and Jeremy, and we are here tonight to talk about Westeros. More specifically, the House of the Dragon, Episode 2, Season 3. We have had a pretty insane kickoff to this season, and we're excited to talk about this. We're about to kind of hit a lull with this season because this, as we'll talk about, it was pretty much the finale of season 2. So the next couple episodes, we may not be covering every episode, may every other. Got a feeling it's going to slow down. We'll see. We'll see. We do love this show. We do love this universe. So we might just continue to do it every episode. But before we get into that, check out our recent episodes. We have got, of course, the premiere coverage that we did for this one. We've got our Weekend Geeks that are dropping all the time. We had a nerd therapy actually a month ago now, because somehow we're in July, but at the start of June, we dropped our first nerd therapy in a while. But more importantly, coming up, stay tuned. We are going to be covering Supergirl, the movie, and Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, the comic run. They would be separate episodes, but we will be covering both of those, and those episodes will be dropping very soon in the next few days, most likely. As well, we are going to be continuing our coverage of Road to Secret Wars, and we're going to bring the whole gang. We figure, you know what? Avengers Doomsday is coming up. It's been a minute. We're getting to the really juicy part of Jonathan Hickman's storyline with Secret Wars. So Caleb's joining us. Andy's joining us. We're coming at you full strength, and we are going to be back on the road to Secret Wars. So that'll be fun. So check out that stuff out there. Go follow us on social media, X, Instagram, what am I missing? TikTok, our biggest one, weird. YouTube. And then, of course, again, if you're shopping comics out there, Panel Bound Comics, code Why So Sidious. But that's enough of kerfluffle and fluffing up the episode here. Let's rock into it. We've got House of the Dragon, Season 3, Episode 2. Hit you with a quick recap. Not going to get too much detail, but in case it's been a while and you're listening a year later, this episode had the Dragon Seeds arriving at the Gullet to clean up shop while Rhaena collects Jace's body. Baela. Tough start. While Baela collects Jace's body and delivers to Rhaenyra. After a major win, Daemon and his army get word of Jace's death. He sets his army to march to King's Landing as he flies to Dragonstone. Word of Vhagar leaving King's Landing spreads, so Daemon and Rhaenyra head off with the Dragon Seeds to King's Landing with their 4 dragons. Rhaena and Sheepstealer politely inform Lady Jane Eyre that they will be residing/hiding in the Vale. Alicent and Helena run all around, committing treason left and right. Aemon flies to Harrenhal and murders a bunch of unsuspecting, poor, strong household members. And our boy Simon Strong, ring the bells, R.I.P. to Simon Strong. And finally, the episode ends with Daemon and Rhaenyra entering King's Landing, Rhaenyra taking Otto's head and the throne in 2 fell swoops. Well, 3, because the first swoop wasn't quite clean, but 3 fell swoops. We got the back, we got the head, and then she...
Better than Theon.
Better than Theon, absolutely. And we get to see Alicent realizing what she has yet again done. Take that L, Alicent, you dumb wench. How many times has she made decisions and then comes back and is like, oh, geez, I sure made a mess, didn't I? From the start of this whole thing, she keeps causing these absolute messes and people dying. So before we dive into this episode, I wanted to ask you guys. So as I mentioned earlier, these 2 episodes were meant to be episodes 9 and 10 for season 2. That was how it was planned out. That's how Ryan Condal had it laid out. And for some reason, HBO came to them and said, nope, 8 episodes for season 2. Figure it out. Not doing a 10-episode season. I guess the budget would have been too high. There was a lot of stuff in these 2 episodes, but it's just kind of like, you're HBO, bro. This is Game of Thrones. That's just garbage. Terrible decision making on behalf of HBO. So my question is, if this was episodes 9 and 10 of season 2, where is season 2 of House of the Dragon ranking in the overall scheme of all the seasons of Game of Thrones? Is it top 5? Lub, what do you think? Does it unseat seasons 1 through 5 of Game of Thrones?
1 through 5, that's true.
Because they're pretty much the best seasons. 6 has an argument.
The finale.
Six has some good stuff. They didn't fall apart yet. They started planting the seeds of how it was going to fall apart in season 6,
right.
But it was still a quality season.
Because what was the name of the battle in episode 3 or 4 last season?
Oh God, Rook's Rest.
Rook's Rest.
Yeah. Yeah,
If you had the
episode 4, and then you would get 9 with that crazy battle of the Gullet, and then Rhaenyra taking the throne at the end of the season. Like, I don't know, dude. That's a pretty freaking amazing season right there. And it really makes up for Daemon not doing anything all season, because he would have came back at the end of the season, had his moment for the season instead of just wasting time in Harrenhal. Like, it's top 5 for me. I don't know if it removes season 5, but like, I don't know which one it takes out, but that would be an incredible season, dude.
It helps. It would help season 2. It would not have this bad taste in the mouth, right? But man, I don't know. Game of Thrones, I'm just way more invested into those characters. I don't think I could put it in a top 5 Westeros seasons.
Okay.
You have too many moving pieces. It's not that fair. You have too many really well moving pieces. Daenerys over here, Stannis and them over here, and the King's Landing and the Lannisters over here. I don't know, but it would have helped. It definitely would have helped, because season 2, I just feel like I don't like. And if that was how season 2 ended, I feel like I would think that was a strong season. Like, it definitely would rank it up. Yeah, I mean, for sure.
Yeah, more people would watch season 3 for sure.
Yeah, because there was a lot of not great reviews coming out of season 2, and I think that kind of slowed the momentum of the show too. But that's fair, JD. That's fair. Lub, do you think it would for you? Or, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Lub.
I think it would. It's definitely. I put it number 6. I guess it might be like right. It could be. I'd have to like go through the episodes, because maybe would you season 1? I mean, season 1 is great, but it is kind of slow and not a lot of action till the end.
Man,
it's such a good like setup though.
I know. After it's a rewatch. Season 1, it's like I was barely hooked, right, until Ned got his freaking head cut off. But rewatching it, man, I've loved season 1.
Because we know the characters now.
Right. The setups mean so much more. You're like, oh, I know what they're talking about. When I forget the Essos dude who's talking with Varys as they're walking through the throne room, and they're like, oh, this isn't a game for 2. It never was. The wolf will be, something like that. The one who gave the eggs to Daenerys.
Mm-hmm.
And you have no idea what they're saying when you first watch it, but then you go back and watch that season, you're like, oh damn, I know exactly what they're talking about right now. Like, that's pretty wild. So
yeah,
I don't know, man.
Especially things like the Baratheon talking to Ned Stark about killing Daenerys. Like, that didn't mean much.
Yeah.
Go back and watch it, and it's like, that is so huge. Like, there's so many moments like that too in season 1.
I thought of season 2, but then it's like, well, no, that's Tyrion as the Hand. I can't remove that, because that season has its ebbs and flows, and it's slow with a lot of it. And it's like the Battle of Blackwater is amazing, especially for the time where it came out. But I'm taking Battle of the Gullet over the Battle of Blackwater. Probably.
Not me.
God, I don't know. There's a lot more. There's a lot more. Maybe not. There's too many moments. It's too fleshed out. You're right. There's too many
a whole
moments
episode.
Tyrion, Hound, Stannis. Yeah, there's too much. And if the Battle of the Gullet had the dragon seeds like it was supposed to, instead of Jace and Baela only, then maybe it would have been more epic with Vermithor and everything. But yeah, I want to put it top 5, but I haven't landed on a season for sure that I can be like, I'm putting this above it for those 5 seasons of Game of Thrones.
It's number 6. Let's put it at 6.
Yeah.
It's better than Night of the Seven Kingdoms if it's all together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'd put it over
totally
that.
hard.
I'd put it
totally
over that.
Yeah. But I don't know. Season 5, Hardhome is one of my favorite episodes. I forget what the finale is, or what that kind of that's when Jon Snow dies at the end, right?
Yeah. Hardhome, when the Night King raises his army as Jon's floating. Oh yeah.
One
really
of my favorite episodes of the series. Like,
so
that's
good.
But the rest of that season isn't incredible. I mean, trying to think of all the memorable moments.
The Jon and Ygritte stuff is kind of boring.
Yeah, that's season 2 though, right?
Is it? Is that 2?
Yeah, I think so.
It's not okay.
Yeah, that happens pretty. Maybe it's season 3.
Right.
It might be.
They climb the wall.
No, yeah, you're right. You're right. That's season 4, because season 4 ends with the battle at the wall, and at the start of that season it was when Jon. You're right, but I can't take out season 4, so I think season 5 is the only one I'd feel comfortable removing and putting season 2 of House of the Dragon in if we had these 2 episodes. But
we just want to rewatch the show.
I know. I guess we'll just start. Let's all start. Come on, guys.
I think
we'll do watch throughs.
This is the longest gap I've had from a rewatch of Game of Thrones, man. Past time due.
Yeah, I think I
and then actually have a ranking for each season.
Straight up.
That'd be good.
In somewhere in the notes, yeah.
Hey, if you guys want to do an episode of season 1 Game of Thrones episode, I'm there. I'm there. I got notes.
Yeah, because once Ned gets to King's Landing, things start to take off. That's when it gets good.
Oh yeah,
Which is like episode 2. Oh no, episode 3. But yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
but
Jamie
then-
fighting them in the brothel, like stuff does pick up, and all the
Yeah.
backstabbing and political moving, and man,
And Bobby B. I mean, come on.
That
Bobby B.
that side of Westeros is peak, but then I can't stand Daenerys and Karth or whatever that is. I can't
Yeah.
stand
True.
that part.
with their brother.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's like
Daenerys
the worst part of
weak at the start,
yeah, at that point.
but man, it gets better. All right, well, I
Andy,
was
check it out.
curious. I was curious. Yeah, Andy. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Andy, you
Finish it.
can restart it. We'll watch it with Andy. That's Andy's Daredevil to Lub.
Yeah.
You got to watch Game of Thrones and watch it with this man. But yeah, but I was just curious because that would have been a crazy season 2 if we got those 2 episodes. But anyways, let's get into the episode we're talking about here. Let's talk about it a little, huh? So it was pretty sick. We kick right back off of the Battle of the Gullet, and we saw Vermithor for the first time. Really, I mean, he kind of flew. No, he didn't. He didn't fly at the end of last season. Only Silverwing did. So there's the first time we see Vermithor in action briefly. They're burning all the ships they're flying through. But the biggest part of this opener, of course, is Bela bringing Jace back to Rhaenyra. So we'll start it off with that scene because that scene deserves a conversation. Emma D'Arcy, I mean, I felt that pain. I felt that like that was what was the cry we just got? Kamiko in The Boys. That was one of the bright spots when Frenchie dies and the emotion where I believed it. Like I believed her sadness. And man, with Rhaenyra here, she's in denial. You know, she's telling, and that was straight from the book too. She told Jace to like get up and what have you done? And like she was not accepting that he was dead when his body is brought to her. So man, I just thought right there, we'll see what happens with the rest of the season, but Emma D'Arcy is a top contender for an Emmy right now, in my opinion. What did we think about that, Lub?
I agree. Just the denying it was so like hard to watch in a way because she has the kids with Damon, but she's not as connected to them as she was with Jason Luke. Like those were her boys that she like basically got the throne with, who were like the heir to the throne is Jace, So
Yeah.
losing both of them, and like I guess maybe he did make the right decision sacrificing himself, because that probably would have been her if she went, since they had those arrows with the things on them, with the anchors on them. Like it could have easily been her that died. So I think he did. I think he made the right choice having himself go instead of her. But like, oh man, just great acting in the moment. Like the way she cries is like so real. It feels so real when she does it.
It's painful. JD, what do we think of that scene?
Incredible acting, emotional scene. Definitely earned like some moisture in my eyes when I was watching it. I was like, man, that's tough. After she's already lost her freaking kids to these crazy scenarios, this battle with the Green. So she's starting to flip, man. She's starting to go crazy. You could see, I felt like her character was completely different after that. Like this, she was like paranoid. Yeah. She was not as kind of upbeat, not as if she's a super upbeat person, but you know how it is. She was just a little different after that, dude. Something cracked, of course, and she's losing all her freaking kids, so of course she would.
Yeah.
But really, really strong acting, and bummer.
I mean, if that was Daenerys, all I'm going to say is if her kids were killed like that, she would have lit King's Landing on fire, and Rhaenyra didn't. So shout out to Rhaenyra for not burning down.
I was hoping she would a little bit,
I know. No, it made more sense in that. I will say with and we talked about it in the book, his Viserys was kidnapped. His little brother was kidnapped. He was kidnapped by the Triarchy on a ship, and that's why Jace flew off to the Battle of the Gullet. He didn't lock Rhaenyra in a room to protect her. He flew out strictly to save his brother who had been kidnapped. So that had a better feel to it. I think with Rhaenyra, she has way more experience. Syrax is way more experienced than Vermax. So I don't know that it would have been the same result, but hindsight 2020, all that stuff. So she could have gone down.
Yeah, dude. I don't think she would have gone down like that. I was so angry. I wasn't a part of y'all's episode 1, right? But I'll just say that about episode 1. I was so annoyed when he locked her in that room. I thought the doorman was going to die for sure. He offered himself to kill himself. I thought, but on top of that, the sheep stealer dragon just goofing off out there like a fool. That was just so much going wrong and just
silly guy.
so annoying. Her riding, what's her name? Riding Sheep Stealer. Riding into battle like that, like, hey, the first time I've ridden a dragon, there's a fight over there. Let's go over there. And then the freaking locking mom in her room. That's just too much went wrong. It pissed me off.
Those damn Targaryens.
There's a video out there Lub sent to me, and it's Sheep Stealer being post game interview, and he's like, look, I know everybody's getting mad at me, but I ain't never been in this position before. Rhaena picks me up. I've never met her, so I'm like, oh cool, we're gonna go hang out for a bit, and all of a sudden we're in a battle, there's fire flying. I reverted to factory mode. I reverted to default settings. I just started burning.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a fair point. So yeah, and speaking of Sir Laurent the doorman, I wanted to he offers his sword to Rhaenyra, pulls her off while she's crying on her son. Like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't be the one doing that, bro.
Give her.
She goes, don't touch me, you of all people. And he offers, like, kill me. And it was kind of like Daenerys in the past, where she's like, I'm not going to lose. I'm not going to cut. Or she didn't say that. Somebody else did. I'm not going to cut off my right hand and weaken us just to.
It was Jorah, wasn't it? I mean, Jorah was the one she was going to kill.
Yeah, there was a couple like that, and there was somebody else too where it was the same thing. It was like, I'm not going to kill you, I need you. But so Rhaenyra says that initially, and so Laurent's like, damn, all right, I dodged a bullet there. And then when they go to King's Landing on her way out, she goes, tells Sir Laurent he can choose the way he dies. It's like, oh, never mind. He's not. He doesn't get to live.
Oh, I missed that part.
Oh, me too. When Daemon and Rhaenyra walk into the council and they're like, "We're going to King's Landing," and the old guy starts protesting, and Daemon's like, "I didn't hear a question in that statement. Did you?"
Yeah.
And she said, "Maybe it's a trap. I don't care. I'm done with it." And they're walking out. She goes, "You can tell Sir Laurent he may choose the way he dies." It's like,
he didn't make it.
Didn't. No. Oops. Can you imagine? She dips and they come and like, hey man, I know she told you you're fine, but she told us you have to die on her way out. I promise. I swear.
There's a Night's Watch. I mean,
you sat there and listened to the teenager. Like, what? You're supposed to keep her safe. I'm telling you to lock the door. Like, you just locked the queen in the door. You can't do that, bro. That was stupid.
You're the Queen's Guard, bro. That is your utmost priority. And you're a 15-year-old played mind games on you and got you to lock her in a room. So yeah, you kind of deserve to go down.
It's like you're swore to protect her even from herself, and he's like, oh yeah,
I got him
from herself.
Right. You son of a bitch, I'm in. All right, so we were talking about Rhaena and Sheep Stealer real quick. They don't have much in this, but they land in the Vale and she's begging Lady Jane, just, I don't need help. I need you to be blind and not see us. And she's like, you went out and caused all that chaos. I don't want you here. You done messed up, Rhaena. And Sheep Stealer's in the background just looking super like embarrassed. Like, can we stay? Can we stay here? So, it was weird, Rhaena begging, because there's the whole thing of there's no such thing as a fair bargain with the Dragon Lord. And that kind of happened in Fire and Blood when they took their dragons to the Vale well before this. And they're like, look, you have no leverage here. We got the dragons. We're going to do this, and you're going to be okay with that. So Rhaena obviously doesn't have that confidence. But by the end of it, Lady Jane's like, all right, fine. I don't want to ever see you again, but I can't control where you stay. So they're hanging out in the Vale now. But there's going to be some drama, obviously, with Rhaena, because Jace saw that it was Rhaena.
Right.
And then he died.
Information was
so
passed.
Baela. Right. So Lady Jane is the only one who really knows. So she might write a letter to Rhaenyra. I don't know. But
send a raven.
If that does come to light, like Rhaenyra charged Rhaena of taking care of her little kids and the dragon eggs, and she bailed on them, stole a dragon, and then got Jace killed. Like Rhaenyra, if she gets that info, and it's very interesting because in the book there's a character called Nettles who has Sheep Stealer. She's a common girl, no relation. She slowly won over Sheep Stealer, and eventually Daemon finds out about it, tracks her down, and recruits them to their side. And in the book, Rhaenyra starts assuming that Daemon and Nettles are hooking up. And so there's this whole weird love triangle thing where Rhaenyra hates Nettles and the writer of Sheep Stealer. So now it's going to be for a different reason that she hates the writer of Sheep Stealer. But it's interesting they're going in that direction.
Yeah, because the hating the writer of Sheep Stealer will be consistent. So that is
right.
Interesting.
It's just a weird move again by Ryan Condal, why he made Rhaena kind of this character here.
But do you think like Rhaenyra or Baela find out when it's too late? Like they're in the air, they're going head on with Sheep Stealer, like, oh shit, it's Rhaena, like, and then Dracarys, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know, because is Rhaena gonna take Sheepstealer out again? Like to another battle after what happened? So I don't know if they do.
Maybe not to
they
a
have
battle,
though.
maybe just a cruise, and then see some, maybe Vagar flies over, has to do something.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, something's gonna bring them back into it. I just don't know what. But Sheepstealer, I didn't mention it. Ugly as hell, but honestly, it's such a badass design. Like I love the design of Sheepstealer in this show. It's crazy.
It's just cool how each dragon are so unique in their own like design.
Right.
It's cool.
Yeah. Oh, they do a great job. And by the way, the CGI in these 2 episodes of all the dragons was just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. I could watch those scenes over and over again.
I will say one thing. I might be slightly nitpicking, and it might be from behind the scenes stuff we've
Get
seen
them
of
outta
like
here.
Amelia Clark in the from before. It kind of looks like sometimes like they're riding like a mechanical bull, because they're just in the on the green screen on a
They
little
are.
mechanical bull. And sometimes when I'm looking, it's like I can kind of tell you're just kind of wiggling around on a little machine right now. You know what I mean?
They should have
The
never
close-ups.
showed us the background
Right.
of Daenerys Amelia Clark doing that. Yeah. No, that does every once in a while. I see that, but
Before we get too far from this dragon battle, do you guys think this dragon battle tops, say, like any dragon versus ship? I mean, because what was that battle called in episode 1? Whatever that was.
Battle of the Gullet.
Battle of the Gullet.
Yeah, does that top like Daenerys's dragon coming out against the ships that are trying to invade in like season 6 or 7?
Not for me. I thought Drogon in battle was a lot more badass, and I just love the look of Drogon compared to, again, because we got Vermax and Moon Dancer, so it was 2 of the smallest dragons we've seen, whereas Drogon felt a lot more overpowering and just like a force of nature coming through. And all these people had never seen dragons before, so seeing all the people to see Drogon coming down, like I felt like it was more powerful watching the Drogon scenes.
Definitely more powerful. We were more invested in the setup, was pretty badass in that too. But the choreography itself, I would say, was better in this one. Like there was something about that one with Daenerys where it's like that dragon should be taking out 12 ships at least, but for some reason they would just pinpoint the dragon taking down like one ship at a time. And that bugged me about that. Like I was way more invested. It was way more epic feeling because we're so invested, but the choreography itself was better in House of the Dragon episode 1, I thought. And it was really annoying to me. I was like, that dragon should go out and just be taking out ship after ship after ship after ship. Right. And then it kind of just focused on like one ship or 2. And that
Sheepstealer didn't. Because Sheepstealer didn't give a fuck. He was out there.
That's what I'm saying.
That's true. Sheepstealer
saw a bunch of ships.
The wrong one.
No, that's true. I'm with you, JD. And there were actually some stuff. Again, when Jace realizes it's Rhaena, and he goes, oh shoot, evade, Vermax, evade, and Vermax tucks its wings in and does a barrel roll and barely avoid. Like, so there were some cool acrobatics and stuff we saw from dragons we never saw Drogon do. So they did get a little bit more creative with it. So I'm with you on that, JD. It was more fun to watch.
And side note, you're just gonna talk English when you say evade, but Dracarys like being the Valerian or whatever that is. Like,
he said it Valerian. No, he.
No.
He
okay,
said
my bad. Okay,
the caption said evade, but yeah, he said
Gotcha.
Vermax. Blah, 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 blah.
Good.
Word for word. Well, and it makes you wonder how Sheepstealer knows what the hell Dracarys means. It's been a wild dragon its entire life. All of a sudden, it speaks Valerian with Rhaena, but I guess dragons speak Valerian.
Well, he said that in his post-game
dragons
press
like...
conference. It's like I barely speak High Valerian.
That's right.
Yeah, that is a little dumb.
That was good. All right, let's head over to our boy Daemon. Him and his boys singing shanties and just living it up with a lion popped on a stake, and then the Lannister head popped on a stake as well. I love this. So Daemon and Oscar and Roddy the Ruin are all just sitting there drinking, singing songs, chanting fish feed, which, by the way, fish feed, it was called the Battle by the Lakeshore in the book, and it was the largest ground war ground battle in the entire War of the Dance of the Dragons. So we kind of skipped over it. which is kind of a bummer. But I know we have budgetary restraints. We focused on the dragons and the Battle of the Gullet instead. But we did skip over the largest land battle in this war. But yeah, we're seeing Oscar singing along with Daemon, and we've just never really seen Daemon like this. I mean, it was Daemon is in his element, man. He's in war, and he's smiling more in this episode than I have ever seen this man smile. And the other thing I was going to point out, this is Oscar Tully's first week as a lord. He has been through some shit already into this massive war too, and he's like, what, 13, 14 years old, maybe. But I thought this was cool. Did we any thoughts on seeing the whole battle here? Did we get a little bit more love for Roddy Ruin? Do we want to see this guy taking heads or what?
Yeah, no, he's pretty dope. I definitely hope we get more ground battles, because seeing Daemon with a sword is pretty cool. Like seeing one of the Targaryens actually out there doing it on his feet is cool to see. And I do like how Simon Strong comes up to him and he's like kind of happy that Daemon's not a complete crazy person anymore. He's like, yeah, hey, looks like you're doing good again. It's nice to see you. Like you're not totally tripping balls in my house. Yeah. But what I kind of picked up from it was when Daemon got the news of Jace dying and going to King's Landing. I feel like season 1 Daemon wouldn't have shown that emotion. When he kind of read it, you could tell he like really felt bad for Rhaenyra. Like what, like he
shocked,
like he felt her pain for her. And like previous Daemon would have like tough guided it out and like try to hide his emotion. So I did like that out of him, a little character development.
That's what happens after you trip balls, dude. You get a little empty.
Yeah, right. Lose the ego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He killed the ego and he's ready to experience this new life. Yeah, totally agree though. I would like to see more ground battle. JD, any thoughts on it?
Would have liked to see the battle. Yeah. It's just like season 1 when Rob, he won some battle against the Lannisters and they didn't even show that. They kind of just showed him that they captured Jaime Lannister, right? That felt more jarring though, because you literally just captured Jaime Lannister and we didn't actually see it.
It was all Catelyn Stark. Like her just waiting for the battle to be done. Just standing on the side waiting.
From her perspective. Yeah.
Right.
So not as jarring as that, but yeah, you want to see some battle. But Daemon back in his element, yeah, dude. Like season 1, episode whatever, when he puts his flag up and then proceeds to just destroy the opposing armies, people. I mean, that's still one of my favorite episodes. That was the peak Daemon, and yeah, we're getting closer to that. It's good to trip some balls every time. Ego dissolution, that's great, but we got to move on and get back to the fighting.
Yeah, no, I would agree. So he gets that word and he tells everybody to march to King's Landing, and he's going to fly back to Dragonstone. Well, and real quick, bold decision. They had Caraxes up close drinking water. That shot seemed unnecessary, and it was like the CGI team kind of showing off. Like, let's show Caraxes up close sipping some water here. Bold choice there, but
save the money. Save the money.
Alice, yeah, right. Alice basically asks Daemon for Harrenhal, and he's like, "Well, you have no land, you have no titles, you're not married. We don't just give out castles like that, but I'll get you something." And she gets pissed and she says, "Never return here again. Remember what I said." And that is a foreshadowing for the future of Daemon. The witch told him not to return to Harrenhal.
Oh, careful.
Is he gonna return? I don't know, but it sounds like he shouldn't. But yeah, she tells him not to.
Daemon. I forgot what happens to Daemon.
I won't say anything. I do remember. I don't remember every detail of it, but I remember everything with him.
Now I feel like he's just gonna die.
No,
well, of course, everyone dies.
He's in Game of Thrones.
Wait a minute. So that's not the Aemond in the Night's Watch, is it?
I was kidding. No.
Okay, good.
No, that's Aemon. That's Aemon Targaryen.
That's Egg's brother, Duncan Egg.
Yeah.
Yep. Duncan Egg.
Night of the
Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah, I know them, but I'm not. Oh yeah, the little kid is fucking that ends up being
his brother.
His older brother is the old blind man at the wall in Game of Thrones.
His older brother. Yeah, I'm not tracking on all that, but it's very interesting.
They all got the same name.
It's confusing.
Yeah, all the Targaryens do.
real quick, we're back to Dragonstone, and we get Corlys meeting up with his family. First time he's been with this many family members in quite a long time, but it's pretty dope. Bela and Alan had a nice conversation there about Corlys and what Bela knew of him growing up, and he was like, I think for his love of Rhaenys is the reason why he tried to forget you. And he's like, well, we weren't just memories that you should forget. Like, we're people. So it's some interesting conversation there. We see Adam rolling up on Sea Smoke, and he finds Corlys. And Corlys looks upon the battle and goes, if this is victory, I pray we never see another. As he's looking at the ships, he's looking at Driftmark on fire. And he turns to Alan and goes, I have nothing left to give you but my name. And Alan's like, that's all I wanted, bro. Like, that's genuinely all I wanted. You can tell it's like the happiest we've seen Alan, because he's not a smiler either. But I really like this whole interaction with Corlys and his two bastard sons and Bela. It's a nice little coming together moment.
It was.
Just question. So the sea snakes not in Game of Thrones, right? So is this like the moment that they're kind of destroyed? Is that why we don't see them in Game of Thrones?
I think the Dance of the Dragons, spelled the end for House Valerian. I forgot exactly how it goes out at the end, but by Game of Thrones, the house has been gone for a minute.
Right.
I just don't remember how it happens, but yeah. Unfortunately, they are not long for this world. But find out how. And then real quick, Daemon comes back to the dragon seeds in Dragonstone. Ulf,
dude,
came in for a hug. He came in for a hug. He goes, oh, the rogue prince, puts his hands up and immediately puts him down. And Daemon just goes, what are you doing here? And for a second, I was thinking he recognizes him from King's Landing, because they are brothers. They're half brothers. And Daemon is very familiar with Flea Bottom and the brothels and everything, and all the word of Ulf being a dragon seed. So he kind of looked at him and talked to him with like this kind of tone of familiarity. Eventually, he was asking him what he was doing there because they bailed on the whole Vhagar plan. But I got the feeling that Daemon knows Ulf from his past things and knows that he's a scumbag. Ulf was like, well, we left, but I'm telling you, there's something wrong with those woods. I saw a goat or something. He just backhands him. But Daemon's got to be careful, bro. You need these guys on your side, and Ulf has just been abused since he kind of took over. It's his fault, but he does have Silverwing. You gotta keep these guys happy on your team here.
But the thing that caught me off guard was they waited 2 days and then left after 2 days. It wasn't even like rough. 2 weeks or like a month. Like, you left after 2 days. Like, come on, bro. This is like ancient times. Like, I know they're waiting for a dragon, but like, still, word goes around slowly. Like, at least wait a week.
It takes like 2 months to walk to King's Landing from the fucking north.
Hugh Hammer knew he didn't. I mean, he said something. He said, well, we waited but 2 days. And then he could tell Daemon was just absolutely fed up. And Hugh started realizing, oh, we messed up. We messed up. So he stopped talking.
What's his dragon again?
He's got Vermithor. He's got the second largest dragon and possibly the fiercest dragon living. Because Vermithor has seen battle from his previous riders. He's an absolute beast of a dragon.
Ugly.
Ugly, mean looking. I mean, I think he's called the Bronze Fury is his nickname there. But yeah, he's a savage. Last thing with this, Daemon, you could tell he was angry about Harrenhal being left defenseless. He was like, I left a garrison there, a household. Like, he's literally thinking of Simon Strong in this moment, going, I left a household there, and like they're under my protection, and now they're vulnerable because you guys left. I don't know if it was like a humanizing thing from Daemon, like, oh, he cares for Simon Strong. I think like he pointed that out, and you could tell he was upset by that fact. And sure enough, R.I.P. to Simon Strong. We ended up losing him. So it caught me off guard. Daemon seemed like very upset about that fact of it, that Harrenhal was left undefended now.
Yeah. I'm sure Alice too.
Yeah, his girl.
Man, you don't want to see that guy get killed. He was so nice.
I know.
I would have felt for him too, dude. But
he was dope. Even when Aemon walks in, he's like, I haven't held a sword in years. Like, I can just, you can just have the place and I'll just hang out here and make you dinner. Like, you don't have to do this right now.
Like, let me explain how this worked with your uncle. He came in, he said, welcome, you want some food? You want a bed? There's a room here. You don't have to fight. It's all yours.
Messed up. That was messed up.
Now, here's where, so what was the end of season 2? What was season 2? What was the deal that Rhaenyra and Alicent made to where now Daemon left Harrenhal and then Aemon's going to come in there, and that was part of that like plan, right, to get him out of the way so she can come in and take King's Landing.
Yeah.
Or if I'm wrong, like what was the deal that was set up to where, you know, it led to the penultimate in the finale, or it should have, because those 2 episodes were supposed to be in season 2. So remind me a little bit about that deal they made.
So basically,
Aemon was in it, right?
Well, she said he would get Vhagar out of the capital.
Okay.
So yeah, she told Rhaenyra she'd get Vhagar and Aemond out of there, and she'd basically serve up Aegon to her. They would put down all their defenses, they could enter the keep, and she would give up Aegon so that she could claim the throne and dethrone Aegon, essentially. But part of that deal was, Aemond was supposed to be in Harrenhal, which is why in episode 1, Alicent's freaking out because Aemond's like, oh, I'm not going there. You know, I'm staying here. And so she makes out with him, so he'll leave. Then he flies to Harrenhal. But yeah, that was basically the deal to Rhaenyra. Let us live, let Helena and us live, and I'll give you the throne. But
got it.
I wouldn't have trusted
okay.
him.
And then because like we didn't get any, Rhaenyra didn't notice that Aegon was gone. You'd expect some kind of like, where's Aegon? Like, where's the guy that's supposed to be king? But we didn't really get any of that. He's off doing whatever. And then in Hightower, where are they going again? Him and Aegon are freaking on the run, and now they're gonna go get themselves up to Rhaenyra.
Yeah. So, well, with Aegon, she did ask for him once they got to the throne room because Daemon said,
Right.
"Take your throne," and she said, "Not yet. Where's Aegon? Bring him to me.
Okay.
Bring Aegon
Okay,
the
that's my
usurper to me." But she did expect him to be there,
that's
and
right.
then they went to look for him, and they're like, "Oh, he's not here anymore."
Right, okay.
But yeah, that's perfect. Team Green. So that was the next thing I wanted to talk about. So Larys and Aegon. Larys's initial plan was just to get Aegon out of there while all this stuff popped off to a safe place, and then they'd come back for him to take the throne. They got captured. So now they were heading to Dragonstone to basically turn themselves over to Rhaenyra. And during this, which I didn't notice last episode, that they're riding around in a wagon full of ravens. They're just in between all these bird cages, just stuck in there. Like, that's got to be god awful migraines. Like, I can't even imagine how miserable Aegon is. But yeah, the Triarchy stops their wagon, and it quickly devolves into like an office scene. I don't know if you guys have seen the clip, but they're like looking around, and all these people are running.
Yeah.
No, I
was that this episode or the episode before?
That was this one. So the Triarchy hits them, and I thought that was hilarious, though. They run out, and they're talking to each other like it's a comedy. Like, the dialogue and everything in that scene didn't feel like House of the Dragon. And then Aegon takes the arrow and just jumps on the guy and starts shaking him as Larys runs to the side of the wagon. It was hilarious to me. Pissed off, injured Aegon, who's fed up with Larys, is hilarious. I'm loving the back and forth between the two. Like, I'm really liking their combo here. And I did not expect to care about them at all. So this has been kind of a nice surprise.
Yeah. But it was a little super easy for them to escape. It seemed like
super
an
easy.
inconvenience.
Like you guys have the king in this, carriage or whatever. Like, maybe, leave a couple troops around because you need this guy to, end the war and everything.
And the one guarding them got taken out by a birdcage to show you the competency of who they left him in the hands.
And he was like
of.
12.
So, yeah. No, that whole aspect, and I don't think that's how Fire and Blood works. They get caught trying to leave King's Landing in the actual book. So what we're doing here in the show is different from the book, and it's kind of weird. It does feel a little.
I kind of like it, though.
It feels out of place, but yeah, it's a change of pace as far as the story goes. And then Team Green kicking off. Alicent and Helena are obviously going around, setting up the plan. And Helena makes a comment, because remember last season, the season before, Helena would make a comment and we'd be like, okay, what does that mean? She said the beasts are beneath the boards. What do we think she's talking about here? And every episode we'd cover it and be like, oh, okay, so this is what Helena meant by that, because she's a green seer. So she makes a comment in this episode saying, "That's odd. It isn't the season." Looking at these bugs and stuff, and people think it's a foreshadowing of the winter wolves marching south. It's not the season. It's not winter, but winter is coming towards King's Landing right now. So that's what some people think she's foreshadowing at. But we got a little Helena drop there. And man, she says, "I think I'd like to keep chickens." And right there, I said, get that lady out of here. Get her a house. Get her some chickens.
She's too pure.
She deserves to live happy, man. She is pure. Come on. Even Rhaenyra's or Alicent was like, "No firing at the dragons." And they look at Helena and she's like, "No beasts will be harmed." She's just such a softie. She's just not. Bro. Even Rhaenyra was like, "I don't want to hurt Helena. She's an innocent. She's just get her out of here, man. Don't make her deal with it. She already had her kid's head cut off. I don't want to see Helena go through any more type of trauma and tragedy." And just they're morons, by the way. They're trying to escape King's Landing with hoods on, but they're just dripping with just the finest fabrics possible. Helena's cloaks have all these just beautiful engravings and designs and everything. It was like, yeah, you couldn't find some brown cloaks to throw on. You had to rock your King's Landing luxury pajama set. I don't know.
Did it show them getting caught? They didn't show them or they just kind of showed up in the throne. They just kind of. It seemed like they almost ran into the throne room. It was
weird. Somebody escorted them into there, but that
who was that Littlefinger wannabe guy who tried to
rape Alicent?
Yeah, what was that?
Sorry, don't demonetize us. That was weird, bro. That was Jasper Wilde. He was the guy who always gave Alicent crap on the council in the last seasons and stuff. Okay. He's on the council. But in the book, he's known as Iron Law, I think is his name. And his character is literally the rule of law is above everything for him. No matter what. He is the straightest edge dude. And in this show, for some reason, Ryan Condal made him a rapist. I don't not really sure why or what they did that for, but
I did like how the Maester had her back. You know what? You might be right about this conspiracy you're telling me about, but I just walked into the room and you're trying to have sex with her, so you're going to jail, sir.
Yeah.
Putting his pants up. Perfect. I was waiting for you guys to get here.
It's like, whoa, hold
take away real quick. What's up, Pluto in the chat? Thanks for joining us here, man. He's got his dragon water ready for the conversation. Prepared like it.
Wait, let's all dragon water is. Pluto, tell us if we are right. I'll guess IPA.
He was the one dropping the knowledge during Night of the Seven Kingdoms, right? Was that Pluto?
I believe so. YouTube names. Yep. You guys have a good memory.
It was Pluto.
Thank
Pluto
you, Pluto.
was a couple bars. Yep. Yeah. What's the dragon water?
IPA,
I'm gonna go with the vodka cocktail.
Yeah, I'm sure there's that game. What was it? The Game of Thrones tequila? Didn't they have that? The Night King one.
Yeah, they did have something like that. Yeah, I forgot what it was. Oh,
they have.
He just says it's whatever Corlys gave Alan last episode. They were drinking their dragon water out of the flasks there.
Okay. There you go.
Fair enough.
That's funny.
What do we think of Harrenhal before we get to the finale here? We got Vhagar and Aemon. Oh, Remy. All right, Pluto. All right. We were way off. I like it. Harrenhal. So Aemon rolls up with Vhagar. This was pretty dope just for the visuals, right? Vhagar's massive ass just flying around the castle, lighting it up. Hilarious because Daemon and all of season 2, they were rebuilding Harrenhal. And Vhagar just shows up and lights it on fire and breaks all the pillars and just oh, well, that was a waste of time there, Daemon. Right. But I gotta say really quick, and I'll send it over to you, JD, on this scene. Lamest Targaryen helmet I have ever seen on Aemond. Every Targaryen helmet we've seen has been dope, unique, and he's just this basic ass round helmet.
3D
he
printed.
Looked lame, bro. I was like, you did not have the aura your uncle has, man. You did not look cool. You didn't look cool during that. Failed. But JD, what do you think? Yeah.
Well, no. So that great scene. Good to see dragons burning people. But Game of Thrones, Harrenhal is destroyed. There's a whole history because of dragons destroying it. So is that supposed to be Aegon, or is it, Aemon,
the Conqueror?
Is this completely a different Targaryen?
It
That-
was
that-
so it's already melted in this scene. So that was Aegon the Conqueror and Balerion the Black Dread that melted Harrenhal. But
And
ever
that's
since
not-
then, it's
okay.
been attacked multiple times, and now
Of course,
Aemond is
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
third or fourth one to burn it, I think, at this point. But
Yeah.
yeah,
And it's been haunted for about
Okay.
200 years. It seems like it's still
Yeah.
haunted to modern day Game
Yep.
of Thrones.
that's
So
true.
House
yeah.
of the Dragon, totally post Aegon the Conqueror, right?
Right.
This isn't okay.
Right. Yeah.
It's just another fucking Aegon.
Well, we're getting a movie for Aegon the Conqueror now. They announced.
Yes,
They're going to be doing a
yes.
full on movie, so that'll be pretty sick.
But when it comes to Vhagar though, like she's so mean. Like she's just like Aemon jumps off and he's fighting with the sword, and she's just like burning every person in front of her. It's like, dude, like, do you have to do this right now? Like, she's like a vicious pit bull. And
yeah, she's a real
and
bitch.
Aemon with the skills, we need Aemon versus Daemon one-on-one sword battle.
Yeah.
We need that fight.
Yeah, for sure. And where I won't say anything. And I don't recall. I know they have a face off at some point. I genuinely
They
don't
have to.
recall
They have to.
exactly how it transpires. So I have nothing to spoil. But all I would say is based off of seeing Daemon and Aemon, I'm taking Daemon in a fight. That fool has been chopping people up left and right, looking like an absolute just ninja with the way he works that sword. But yeah, and I'm telling you one thing, Daemon would have never went to kill 3 unarmed strong people and somehow got
Right.
stabbed in the back during it all. Like, I don't know how Aemon almost
cried for help.
died from an unarmed strong son who was eating and drinking wine and pulled out a butter knife and almost killed Aemon that way. Stabs him in the back, and he crawls over to his new mother figure and pleads, "Help me," because we all know Aemon is obsessed with mommies and now has a new one. So what do we think
Homelander.
with Aemon and Alice? Do we think this is gonna go somewhere?
I think Daemon pissed her off at the wrong time. It was perfect setup for Aemon to walk in this new Targaryen. She's probably like,
Scorn
"Oh,
woman.
I can use. I know. Maybe Aemon will give me Harrenhal if I help him out right now afterwards." So, they're definitely going to work together. She's going to save him, and she's going to turn on Daemon.
Straight up.
Aemon's right where he belongs. He needs a good trip. He needs to figure out the cosmos. It's perfect for him. He's going to have a redemption arc coming.
He's gonna come out open-minded, egos killed, having a lovely wife. He's just gonna be
Yeah.
such
And
Big
a-
arc.
if
Go
anybody
ahead. Go
in
on.
the show needs that, it's Aemon.
Yeah, that's true. It is true. He is the show's Joffrey, but just a lot more capable. Pluto, by the way, talking about Harrenhal, it was melted legit the day they placed the final stone, and then Aegon the Conqueror
my
pulled up and burned it down. And it was like one of the greatest castles in Westeros
It
too
was-
at that
yeah.
point when they finished it.
Huge.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Okay, so any other thoughts on Harrenhal before we kick off to the third act here in King's Landing? I think we covered most of it there.
I know why Littlefinger didn't want it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who the hell would want Harrenhal?
I guess Alice, but yeah, other than that, but she's got some dark plans for it, obviously.
Well, in House of the Dragon, you go there for nightmares, and then Game of Thrones, you go there for just torture.
yeah, right. Okay, so we head out to King's Landing from Dragonstone, and this shot has been one of my favorite shots of the series so far. And we've got Vermithor, Silverwing, Caraxes, and Syrax all flying out to King's Landing. And
Squad.
we get this shot from underneath in the goal, and every shot we got was beautiful. The wing is coming out of Dragonstone, going over the Battle of the Gullet, soaring over King's Landing. Like, dude, it's just gorgeous. But my favorite shot was when it shows all 4 of them from underneath, and we see the size differences between them all. And it really puts into perspective how large Vermithor is, bro. Like, so Syrax is in the front, smallest dragon by far. Right behind Syrax,
That's
is,
Rhaenyra's.
that's Rhaenyra's. Yep. Yeah, smallest dragon by far of the 4.
Huh.
Behind that is Caraxes, who is
Lizard
a good
ass.
amount longer than Syrax. But behind him is Silverwing, and Silverwing is almost twice the size of Caraxes. The only difference there is Caraxes' neck is twice as long, which is gonna, That's pretty effective when you're a dragon fighting in the air. Caraxes can whip around and do some solid damage. But size-wise, Silverwing almost twice the size of Caraxes.
Huh.
And then you see Vermithor in the back, literally more than twice the size of Caraxes, probably at least like 70% of Silverwing. I mean, Vermithor is massive in the back of this shot. So it sucks that we couldn't get a Vermithor versus Vhagar showdown when Vagar's on the way to Harrenhal. Like, that would have been, seeing those 3 dragons fight Vhagar would have been so epic. And all 3 probably would have died, but at least Vhagar would have gone down too. But
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say.
exactly. Dragons.
Oh,
size.
no, I got it back. Cyrax and Caraxes were eggs put into the cradles of Daemon and Rhaenyra, right? They're the only riders
Yes.
they've ever
No,
had.
No. Daemon claimed Caraxes. So
Okay.
who had Caraxes first? I don't think it was Daemon's.
Because
Oh, man.
Vermithor was King Jaehaerys for 55 years.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yep. And he went into battle. He was the one who flew to the wall with Queen Alicent, I think it was. Remember, the 2 dragons fly to the wall, but they won't fly past it because they're too spooked. Vermithor
Prince
was one of
Aemon.
the ones that King Jaehaerys was riding. Prince Aemon was...
Son of King
Was what?
Jaehaerys. They flew together to the 4th Dornish War,
okay.
but their bond ended when he was killed by a crossbow bolt on Tarth.
Oof,
20
that'll get
years
ya.
before, or no, 30 years before Daemon.
Okay. Wait.
Oh, no, sorry, no,
Caraxes, you mean?
13. He died 13 years before Daemon claimed him.
Prince Aemon. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And at that point, Caraxes was like known as the most ferocious dragon that was in the dragon pits. Like, people were afraid of Caraxes because he was just a gnarly dragon.
I almost scrolled down too far.
And so Daemon claiming him. Oh, yeah, you gotta be careful there. You don't
Scroll
wanna
back up,
see
scroll back up.
the way he ends. Dude, it's a dangerous game, man.
It is so dangerous.
Yeah, and Prince Aemon at that point when he was riding Caraxes was the heir to the Iron Throne.
Okay.
So there's a long history with Caraxes there, and Caraxes has always been known as one of the most violent, fearsome dragons out there. So it makes sense that Daemon would be the one to claim him.
Yeah.
But Cyrax was put in with
Makes
Rhaenyra
sense.
in her cradle. That's why Cyrax is so small. She's pretty young. So
Has she been in battle?
okay.
Have we seen Cyrax lay down the heat?
no, not technically. She's been ridden a lot and has more bonded experience with Rhaenyra, but I don't believe Cyrax has been in an actual battle.
Uh-oh.
It helps to have some battle experience, that's for sure.
Yeah, it does.
All right, so let's head in. We get to King's Landing. They land. Pretty dope shot of Cyrax and Caraxes circling each other, landing, and they get off, and they all lay down their swords and everything. So leading up to this, not to the throne room, but this whole entrance, we see Daemon cutting through everybody. JD, what do we think of this whole entrance scene to King's Landing with Rhaenyra and Daemon?
Yeah, finally Daemon in action, right? That's nice to see him cut some people down. Other than that, really, really, really easy, right? I did expect some battling and fire and screaming and death and destruction, but totally not the route they took, and that's fine. You don't want to just repeat Daenerys' scene for all that. But man, it's so easy that I'm just like, this is just the Game of Thrones universe, and being so easy, I'm just like worried what comes after next. I see her sit there on the throne, everything's good, she whoops off Hightower's head, and I'm just like, man, now like, what do they got for the rest of the season now? Because things are, I've never read the book, never read Fire and Blood, I don't know anything at all on what to expect. Right. So I'm wondering how it's going to crumble from underneath her, because obviously I don't see this going very well in the long run, of course.
No, it's over. It's over. She's got the throne, and Rhaenyra lives happily.
So
no, I
her,
I get that. Yeah,
for sure. And like her arrival felt weird. She was like not walking through those halls like a confident queen. She was like concerned. She looked concerned and worried and maybe paranoid, little like hunched over. It felt weird to me, just so weird. And you think about the Mad King, who I think it was who Jaime Lannister ended up killing. Like like the Targaryens have this craziness about them. She just snapped because her her next son just died, and now she sits on this throne. It's like she's going through so much right now.
She probably doesn't know
And
how to process anything.
Right. Like, how are you processing all this?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I really, really can't wait to see what's actually going to happen with her. I'm really glad I haven't seen Fire and Blood for the sake of this show. But it felt weird and easy, and she was not that confident. Good to see Damon cut some people down, but man, where does this go from here?
I will say real quick just about I kind of understand why she was so paranoid, because it was easy because Allison handed this over to them. They're like, here, so they're going through the castle, and you're just the whole time you're like, is she going to betray us? Is this whole thing a setup? Is the whole thing they're giving us the castle, but are they giving us the castle? So they're definitely uncertain 100%. As they're walking through the hallways and everything. Damon was a little more confident. He was striding like a badass with his aura, but
more credit to Emma D'Arcy for like playing that out just so well. Like I felt the anxiety. So really strong. And then like 50% of the freaking Kingsguard wanted to kill her, and the other 50% were good with it. Because Damon has been there, like he was there a long time ago. He was like the commander over there. Someone said, like, yeah, you cloaked me. So
the gold.
So of course you have a little bit of allegiance over there. Man, it felt awkward, and it like perfectly, and it makes sense why it felt awkward. But yeah,
straight up, yeah. Love had it hit for you.
I really like the scene when they first walk in. It's one of those classic or like vintage rooms with the map on the floor. I feel like we've been in that
before
room,
she did it. Like that's the same room before Cersei puts the map of Westeros on the floor.
Right. But I like how Rhaenyra is like standing on one side and Damon's in front of her, and she just kind of stands there and watches as he like kills everybody, and she's like, yeah, that's my man right there. That's my man. That was so
the first
sick.
time she's seen him in action, I think.
Right.
He finally gets to see what this dude's all about. Yeah.
She's like, okay, you got this. You got
That's
this.
right.
Yeah, what am I holding the sword for?
Yeah, right. But earlier when
holding the sword,
he says, will you let Jace die in vain? And like, no, you don't want him to die in vain. But also, like, what's the point of winning if like everyone's dead? You know, like, yeah, I'm on the throne and all my kids are dead, my husband's dead, you know, whatever. Like, so it there's a lot of blows to be taken. But yeah, I did like the walking through. And did Rhaenyra kill anyone besides at the end? Or Damon did everything, right?
Just Otto.
Right.
She pulled her sword out and everybody laughed at her, which we did. We saw the scenes last season. She did train with the sword because she almost got killed by Sir Eric and realized she's useless. So she started training with the sword a little bit. So I thought they were going to have her kill somebody in the fight, but I'm glad they didn't, because it would have felt kind of, what is it, Mary Sue? It would have felt a little like, yeah, all right, you just killed the Kingsguard. Like, first time.
Right, Kingsguard, yeah.
The first 3 episodes of House of the Dragon, when she is Supergirl, you think that she's going to be like cutting people down with their swords.
Yeah, she killed that boar, stabbing it in the freaking neck. Came back covered in blood and stuff. Looked like a savage. So, I just love Damon strolling through there again, because you have no idea. You have no idea if you're going to walk to the throne uninterrupted, or if there's going to be a whole battalion of people waiting for you. And he just walked through, cut down 10 to 15 people probably through that whole walk. And there's a line in Fire and Blood, because Daemon Targaryen is famously George R.R. Martin's favorite character of all the books. Everything he's written, Daemon Targaryen was his favorite character. And there's a line in the book that says about this sequence saying 6 soldiers or 60, he was still Daemon Targaryen. Which is just such a hard line to go behind. Like, come on, 6 or 60, it doesn't matter. He's still Daemon. Like, so that's that line just was ringing true through that whole sequence there.
I still love you, George.
Yeah, you know, George, you've still done some good stuff. But and Dark Sister, God, you could just tell how sharp it is, man. That thing's cutting straight through armor. Like, he's stabbing fools through the chest with Dark Sister, through chainmail, through a steel plate. Doesn't matter. That thing is cutting through it. So I thought this was sweet. I thought it just felt so dope seeing Rhaenyra and Daemon strolling through the Red Keep again. It felt right, you know. And then again, like JD said, the Gold Cloaks show up against the Kingsguard, and they're all on his side. It's been 20 years since Daemon has been back here, and they're still oh no, you're our boy. We got you.
Old job.
2 decades.
Old job comes clutch.
Yeah, dude, that was and the lead of the Gold Cloaks laughs when he's like talking to Daemon, and they all are like, you're like, oh hell yeah, we won. Like, what's up, dog?
A job he never wanted too. That's also the funny part. He hated having that job, and it pays off in the end.
Pluto goes, anyone else feel that one high tower guard coming around the corner that Damon killed is probably going to surrender, but Damon didn't even give him the chance. I know exactly what scene he's talking about. He comes around the corner and Damon just right through the chest, like didn't give him a second. You don't mess around there. I just thought I really loved this sequence. I really did. And it leads up into Laris. The Maester goes, Sir Laris Strong left you a gift if you were to ever return. And at that point, so I was thinking, I don't know if you guys had any inkling or any theory. I was thinking maybe it's Otto. I don't know. Who is it? And then he goes to the hallway. And as soon as he started laughing, I was like, oh, it's Otto. It's Otto. Like, Damon's just laughing, pure joy. Just like, oh, he left me this little shit bag. Brings him into the throne room. Like, so what did we think of Otto's return?
I thought I texted you and Ben about that. Like, where's Otto? Like, what's Otto been up to? Where's he been? And then all of a sudden he just shows up.
I was gonna say,
like, where is this fucker? Like, he was like in Heights and Old Town. He was
arrested the last time we saw him. He was in a wagon behind bars just for like a 10-second sequence with no context, and that was the last time we saw him in season 2.
Ew.
I felt kind of bad for him, honestly. Like, I know he's like. But he also like gave good counsel most of the time. Like I know he kind of swindled his way to having Aegon on the throne instead of Rhaenyra when he knew that wasn't the right decision. But like he has done some good. You know, he was, Jaehaerys's hand for 50 years apiece. Like
didn't he get him killed?
Did
Viserys was like, oh, did it just happen to be the fact that you were next in line for the hand and Jaehaerys grew sick? Or he accuses Otto of having a part in it when he fires him. So
accusations by a Targaryen. Okay, don't take that. But no,
complex politics.
I think it's a bad start to the rule. That's what I think it is. I think like it's kind of that Dany effect where Dany coming into King's Landing, this foreigner, everyone doesn't know who she is anymore. And she Rhaenyra comes in riding on dragons. Everyone's scared. She comes in and then cuts down like the hand of like the greatest king of all time. You know what I mean? Like very like when it comes to the common folk, like I'm sure they all like Otto Hightower and think he's a really good guy. So I do think this could be kind of like where the people might not support her at the start because of it.
Yeah,
and there were a lot of people watching. Like a lot of random people.
But he also was kept in the black cells by Aegon's administration. The previous administration, he's been locked in the black cells, wasting away to die. But I do get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Dany executing that one dude, right? Remember season 6-ish? Yeah, the Tarly.
Yeah,
executing him. It was like a curse. Felt like a curse. But I'm with you. Like Otto was barely in season 2 from what I remember anyway, and I loved him in season 1. He was a great character. He's like a super good neutral, like trying to be reasonable with everybody. And then it felt like he just like showed up and then got his head chopped off. So that was like not very, should have been way more impactful or something, but his character didn't have anything to do for the past like 5 episodes or something. We don't know. No one knows what's going on with Otto Hightower. So it just lacked impact.
But the small amount of time he got in this episode, I always forget his name. I think it's Reese something.
Lizard.
He only had 2 or 3 lines in the 60 seconds he was on screen, but he still ate. As Otto points out, when they mentioned, he goes, I didn't expect much less when he's looking around and stuff. And then when he hears Aegon ran away, he closes his eyes, and it totally shows his reaction where he's just like, F this kid. So he learns that Aegon has fled the city. He's not even here anymore. Like, and Otto's just like,
my God,
piece of shit. What did we do? Like, that was the kid I put on the throne. And then when Rhaenyra pulls his sword out, he looks and it's kind of pissing me off. Damon's like, with this stroke, you become queen. She's like, I don't know if I can do it in front of all these people. It's like, Rhaenyra, you can't sob in front of the people you're making this impression of becoming queen. This is not a great look. And then Otto goes, let Daemon do it. Spare me from being hacked at. and Daemon looks at Otto and immediately at that moment was like, well, I'm not doing it now. He just requested this. Rhaenyra, you better take this sword because I'm not doing it now that he requested me to do it.
That's a bad look.
And then gets hacked.
And the camera work in this scene was good. So it's showing Otto, it's showing Rhaenyra with the sword there. Otto says something about if your father were to see this, he could, and she goes, "Shut up, just stop talking. You're the one who ruined my father's legacy." Anyways,
He's true though.
But it shows both of them. It zooms in on Rhaenyra as she pulls back, and and then you just hear it, and then it zooms right back out, and you just see the sword wedged in his upper spine, and he's just totally stuck there. And she starts crying because she looks down and sees that she's missed and gets shook again. But thank God the next slice cut it clean because it was Dark Sister. If that was a normal sword, it would have been a Theon's scene where she's hacking away at Roderick.
That was smart,
but
Damon.
it was Dark Sister, so it cut through clean. Yep, took the head off. And Alicent strolls onto the throne room to see her dad's head separated from his body, and Rhaenyra sitting on the throne. Love, all in all, as far as the scene for her taking the throne and the demise of Otto, how did we feel about this closing sequence?
I mean, if you sit on the chair and put a crown on your head, you're good, right? That's it. Game over. Like that's all yours now, right? Those are the rules. But no, like I said, I just saw a post on Twitter about her, crying so much there's snot coming out of her nose in that scene, and it was like, oh, it was so gnarly. But at the same time, that's not acting. That's like bringing an emotion that you have deep down inside of you and letting it out in that moment. And like, I mean, give her the Emmy. Like, don't give it to Emmy unless there's like some show that comes out later this year that blows me away. I do think she's the front runner so far, definitely for the cities. I mean, she's going to win a unanimous city, and that's even a bigger award. Yeah, it's a bigger award than the Emmys.
Way more prestigious. We'll let her know.
But she had to do it though. Like, I didn't really want to see Otto die. I don't know why we can't send people to the Night's Watch anymore. I don't know why it's not an option in this show. Like go live out the rest of your days on the Night's Watch.
Nobody's done that yet.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. No one's even mentioned the Night's Watch.
There's no character ties, bro. No one wants to see him go if this Jon Snow's not there.
That's true. That's true. But it is hard to feel comfortable with Vhagar out there, right? Like you're here, you took over, but the largest dragon in the world is still out there. So but they do have a squad waiting, and if they just leave everyone at King's Landing and everything goes as well as it can, they could kind of just set up a whole Vhagar defense system. They have all those
got the Scorpions.
So I think they're gonna do something dumb. Damon's gonna go to Harrenhal, or like you said earlier, or Ulf's gonna run off and their defense will be down, and Vhagar will come and kill one of them real fast. I'm sure something will go wrong, but they're set up good for now for the most part.
Yeah, and I forget, and again, this is slightly different from the book anyway, the way these events have rolled out. So all I'll say is I do know some bad stuff will happen at some point, and I'll just leave it at that. Obviously, it's episode 2. There's 2 seasons left, so it's not a big spoiler. But yeah, man, I really wish they could just get the White Wolves marching down there, get the Scorpions ready, and hold King's Landing moving forward and live happily ever after. Bring the kids back, bring Viserys and Aegon back, Rhaenyra and Daemon's 2 kids that are still alive, and Joffrey, Rhaenyra's last son with Harwin Strong. Get them back over, live a happy life.
Honestly, fuck her kids. I'm not going to say any spoilers, but fuck her kids.
Hey, man.
They're not going to make good decisions. This tells me a lot. Just
say
fuck kids.
Wait, hold on, real quick. Before, that's a fair point, JD. That's a pretty intense attack to throw there, Love.
No, it's okay. It's okay, Love. It's okay, Love.
But no, just the only question is, so Rhaenyra's son is named Aegon. Do we know, is this Aegon the 4th? Because Aegon, the current
don't ask me, bro.
Say the 4th.
Fucking all the
that's a spoiler.
Aegons and shit.
Don't say the 4th.
I don't know.
You're only the 4th if you're king.
Yeah,
you only get the number.
Oh no, and I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right. I was just trying to remember how many Aegons there's been at this point, but you're right, and I do always forget that. Yeah, if you were just an Aegon that never became king, you never get that number.
I think
so. Even more confusing when we're like, oh, there's been 6 Aegons. It's like, no, there's been like 13, but just some of them haven't been king yet.
Those were kings.
I think Alicent's son is the 3rd. He might be the
I think
second.
Aegon the 3rd.
Aegon the 3rd, yeah.
crap, man. Now you're making me.
Ivan the
and now I'm
Terrible.
gonna get
Because I know-
spoilers
no,
typing this
well,
down
don't-
right now.
I don't want to spoil anything for the other show that's out right now, but and there's like a
Yeah,
fifth
so
and
let me just
sixth.
check who the second is. Yeah, okay. So he's the second. He's the second.
Oh.
He's not the third. So the scumbag Aegon in this show is the second.
Okay, yeah,
See, we
because
should have just asked Pluto. Pluto's on top of it.
yeah.
It's nice.
Oh, wait, what are her two kids' names with Damon? I thought there was a Viserys. No.
It's Viserys and Aegon.
Oh, who's Joffrey?
Yeah.
Oh,
Joffrey
and
is
Joffrey.
her last son with Harwin Strong. So Joffrey is the little brother. Remember, it was
Isn't
the
that
last baby that was
theoretical?
born.
What? Like
It was the last
possibly.
baby. Remember, Laenor was bringing her because Alicent called her to the throne room after she gave birth in season 1. It was the first time jump in season 1, and Laenor jumps in and names him Joffrey with Rhaenyra's consent, which is Joffrey was the name of his lover that got pummeled to death by Kristen Cole in the first season. So that was the last son that Harwin Strong had with Rhaenyra. So she had 3 strong boys, and then she had Viserys and Aegon.
both off screen. The
I
Damon
don't
kids,
remember
though,
if there was
right?
more after Viserys and Aegon. No, they came on screen when they came back to King's Landing, and they introduced them to Viserys when he was super sick in bed, and said, "This is Aegon, our son, and this is Viserys," and he got all happy. It was a nice little
That's
moment.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So they've been on there, but we're just not really going to see him anymore. But I was going to say something else. Shoot. About Otto. Oh, I just wanted. So Rhaenyra is at her highest moment right now. She took the throne, but there's no way she gets any of this without Daemon. I mean, Daemon is the driving force that made all of this happen. Daemon is the one who brought the armies together at Harrenhal. Daemon is the one who got her out of her bed and convinced her to come to King's Landing in the first place. And Daemon is the reason she survived her stroll from the landing spot to the throne room.
Literal
at the Red
stroll.
Keep. Yeah. So
With
Daemon
her
is
scroll
really
sword.
he deserves this throne for sure. But he's being a pretty good guy and letting Rhaenyra have it and making her have her moment. You know, he said, "This is your moment. This is your throne. Take the throne. There you go, girl. You got it."
That's the best role for him. Exactly. He, like Tywin.
Daemon is her
is
Tywin.
not- Tywin would not be a great king, but he's a perfect like right hand man.
Hand.
Behind the scenes
Right.
kind of guy. I mean,
Right.
Tywin would be a great king.
can't get
I mean,
this
Tywin
one.
would be a great king. So I take that back. But his best role is,
He would be
as a right hand man.
very strong. Yeah, like Tyrion. Great hand. I don't think he'd be a great king, but Tyrion was an
Yeah.
amazing hand.
Yeah.
But-
Well,
yeah.
the first time, not the second time.
okay.
Right. Didn't do
Well,
shit
he
for
was
them
pretty
guys.
dumb the second time.
Yeah.
Literally gave her bad advice across the board and then got Varys killed. Other than that, he was great.
Hey, you know what you guys should do? You guys should go over the wall, get a zombie, and bring it all the way back to King's Landing to show Cersei that it's real. How about that? How about that for an idea, guys?
Because I know my sister better than everybody, and I know my sister will buy in and send her full support if you can at least bring her proof. She's a good person, very trustworthy. Yeah, no, go ahead and lose a dragon doing that. Oh shucks, all right.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
She won't
wanna
hide
go. Sorry,
behind the
guys.
4 other kingdoms in between her and the wall.
And they ended up feeding the Night King without losing a single main character. I mean, come on, they were fine.
Shit, HBO took
All
over,
right,
man.
all right.
Too
We're
many-
not here to back.
Too many easy plot devices, man. Plot armor.
By the way, Branda broke
HBO's
it.
about it.
Why do you think I came all this way?
Before HBO, anyone could die. HBO took over. You need your characters.
I'm gonna go now.
Yeah. Good luck with the battle. I'm gonna fly around with my raven friends. Oh, there's Jon. Oh, he's dead.
He didn't
Help,
do
Bran.
shit with his
Help,
powers.
help me! Help me!
Warg into the dragon or something, dude. Do something.
God. We got that hint, man. He said you won't walk, but you will fly. And at no point did I think he meant a freaking crow and not a dragon. But here we are. Anyways, that's pretty much the end of this episode. We ran a bit long, but it was a big fun episode to talk about. West is back to me, man. I mean, I'm obviously the next episode is going to feel like the season 3 premiere, so we're going to slow down a little bit. We are, but the good news is there's only 2 seasons left, and there's a lot of carnage left to happen. So I don't think it's going to. I don't think it's going to slow down too much.
No.
Pluto, Theon, you're a good man. Now go die.
Yeah.
Pretty much, just lets him get shanked. Good work, bud.
Oh my god.
But
But
that's all we got here. Unless you guys have any parting. Oh yeah, go ahead. What you got?
I was gonna say, if as long as the dialogue's good and the story's still interesting, I'm okay with a couple slow episodes. We don't need like dragon battles. Like some of the best Game of Thrones episodes are very slow. You would say, you know what I mean?
It's like a readjustment. You
Yep.
got to readjust
And it's
to
all-
her in the on the Iron Throne. This is going to be very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Now she's all worried about living up to her dad's name and how to rule. So I hope that doesn't get old, going back and forth with Rhaenyra's mental, battles, trying to figure out what she should do. But like Lib said, and it's on Ryan Condal because he has split from George for a good amount. So it is on Ryan to see if his writing and everything stands up and is able to carry the show when you don't have dragons taking people down and burning cities and everything. So it will be just to see, how well the mid part of this season is going to be. But I'm curious, man. And these 2 episodes, if I had to rate them, I'd be pretty close to a 9 out of 10 for these 2 episodes, man. They were great. I really enjoyed them. Some of the best House of the Dragon episodes we've gotten.
For sure.
Any parting thoughts, JD, before we head out of here?
No, well, yes, I shouldn't say no. I would just the whole thing with Rhaenyra showing up lacked confidence. It just totally didn't feel like the queen coming to take her throne. Because then you guys talked about like Otto Hightower. Not only was she reluctant to start killing him, who's going to be the guy to cut off his head, but then like hacking away a couple times. Like that's not like the show saying this is a confident queen, and purposefully. This is not a gripe at all, but like.
Yeah.
Man, you didn't get that clean kill at first. Like your whole start to this sitting in the throne just felt so strange. So I don't think it doesn't look good for her moving forward. So
yeah. No, she doesn't have that completeness that I'm trying to think of the word right now, and I can't think of it. But basically, when you know what you're doing is right, you've got your full motivation and drive behind what you're doing because you are set in the fact that what you're doing is the right thing.
Right.
And she absolutely does not have that right now. She is very conflicted. So yeah, I'm with you. Lub, anything before I head out?
No, I'm just like I'm ready to keep watching Game of Thrones every Sunday. I love it. 2 series in 1 year.
Let's go.
Give it to me.
Let's go. Yeah, right. I don't even think about that. That's amazing. And so far, they've both been fantastic. So let's see how it holds up. But thank you out there for joining us. Thank you, Pluto, for being an awesome participant in the chat there. We appreciate you every time you are here. Shout out to everybody else who is listening and didn't comment. That's okay. If you want to throw some thoughts out there, we will definitely address it. Answer any questions you have. But thank you for joining us. Spoiler free, of course. Yeah, don't give us any ending comments, please. For God's sake, don't drop stuff in the comment, please. Now we got to get out of here. Somebody's going to do it. But thank you for joining us. Follow us on X, TikTok, Instagram at Why So Sidious Pod, and we're going to be covering Supergirl movie, Supergirl comic, and the Road to Secret Wars comic review coming soon. Stay tuned. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time on Why So Sidious, a nerd podcast.